Morin. Yeah.
Morin. Okay.
Turn off my volume.
Right. We got to let it warm up here a little bit, Liam. So with a StreamYard, yeah. Have you ever used a StreamYard app before?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, StreamYard's good. So, okay, we are live with Liam Morin, one of our clients, and we're going to break down Liam's sales process today over the next 25 minutes. And we're going to show you how this dude went from here all the way up to here, where he's consistently making 30 to 40,000 every month in straight commissions at his sales job that he is in now. Now, I'm traveling this week. I got pretty good internet. I'm at my lake house. Anybody ever watch Ozark on Netflix? You know, Lake of the Ozarks, Jason Bateman. Well, I have a house here where all this stuff happens, man. It's crazy stuff. And I came here for the last couple of weeks to get away from Arizona because it's so hot, even in like September. And I'm like, I need a little break. I need to go wear some boots. I need to put on like a jacket, you know, like maybe a scarf. Like I gotta feel the crisp air, Liam. I gotta feel that. I gotta see the leaves dropping down from the trees, because in Arizona it's just a bunch of cactus and rocks.
Yeah, man, you got to experience the seasons. You know,
I got to experience the seasons of my life. I grew up here in Missouri. I miss all that. So, thanks for having us on. Now, you're based out of Canada, right?
Yeah, Toronto, Canada.
Toronto, Canada. All right, and then why don't you? So we're going to break down Liam's process. Why don't you tell us real quick what you actually sell? Like, what is your current job? What industry are you in?
So yeah, the industry you're in is like construction and contractors. So, you know, roofers, plumbers. I know you've known the niche well, Jeremy.
You train a lot of people in that.
Yeah, remodelers, builders, those kind of guys. So, you know, basically guys and girls who have a construction business, it's not going well. They're working, you know, too many hours, not making enough money. And we help them, you know, make more profit, you know, get their time back, you know, hire better people, get structure in place, and allow them to, you know, scale their business profitably.
Okay. So your company comes in that you work for,
yeah,
and they basically teach these general contractors, whoever they are, roofers, whatever, how to really scale their business.
Yeah.
So they make more money. Like, is it, when you say scale their business, to help them put better systems in place, sales, marketing, what is it?
Yeah. So yeah, like definitely the system side, organization, you know, their admin, and then on how to, you know, market and sell better, how to get better customers, how to sell at a higher price, and how to just, you know, not be on the hamster wheel like most contractors.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's walk through. Now, if you guys are brand new to like our Facebook group, or maybe you're watching here on YouTube, or you're watching me on LinkedIn, we're going live on StreamYard. So in our Facebook group, Sales Revolution, we got about 36,000 people in that thing. Oh, wow. I think a year ago there was like 8,000. No, I think like 5,000 a year.
Yeah, I think it was like when I joined, it was like 4,000 or 5,000, I think.
Yes, 36,000 like a year later. The thing is like growing too fast. We're also going live on our Facebook business page. We've got about 80,000 of you follow me on there. Our LinkedIn, our YouTube, my private Facebook as well. Now, if you're brand new to our group, or you're brand new to YouTube watching us here, my name is Jeremy Miner. I'm the chairman and founder of Seventh Level. And we're an organization that trains salespeople exactly like you, exactly like Liam watching us here today. So we train salespeople like you. We train sales professionals like you. I think we lost Liam for a second. I don't know what happened to Liam's internet there, but we train salespeople like you, sales professionals like you. We train contractors like you, consultants, coaches, entrepreneurs, business owners, and we train you to learn specific skilled questions and techniques that actually work with human behavior. Now, when I say work with human behavior, are you aware of what that actually means? Rather than work against it. Okay, now that's called NEPQ. That stands for Neuro-Emotional Persuasion Questioning. Now, we train you with the right tonality, because if your tone is off, if you come across too aggressive, too needy, too assumptive, you typically will trigger sales resistance, where the prospects will emotionally shut down and try to get rid of you quickly, because you're triggering fight or flight mode. Okay, so we're going to train you how to eliminate sales resistance, okay, that triggers a prospect to want to open up and actually want to engage with you. So they pull you in rather than you trying to push them forward, right? We got Liam back. Did we lose you, buddy? Is that Toronto internet not working out there? What's going on? All right, so I think we got him back.
All right, sorry guys, my Wi-Fi cut out for whatever reason.
Internet doesn't work out there in Toronto or something, I guess.
What's going on? Why can't I hear Jeremy? Sorry guys.
It's all right. We'll keep going.
Hold on.
All right. Liam, go ahead and mute out. Go ahead and mute out, and I'll tell everybody what to do, okay? All right. Now, if you guys are on the live right now, I want you to go to your
I don't
phone.
know what is going on. Give me one sec, guys.
Can you hear us?
Weird.
It's all right, brother.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
What?
See, you can make 40,000 a month in commissions like Liam does and still not know how to use your internet or your headphones. See, you don't even have to have tech skills to make 40 grand a month in commissions like Liam. You don't even know what you're doing, make 40 grand a month in commissions. I love that. Now, here's what I want you guys to do. If you're on the live right now, so if you guys are on the live right now, I want you to post hashtag live. So if you're on live right now, go post hashtag live. And if you're on the replay, because I know you guys are on your phones right now, if you're on the replay, go post hashtag replay. So take your phone. If you're on the live right now, go post hashtag live. And if you're on the replay, I want you, thanks, Justin, for doing that. Brandon, thanks for doing that. If you're on the replay, post hashtag replay. Now, I also want you to go smash the heart button, and I'm going to have you smash the like button, all right? So go smash the heart button, smash the like button. Thanks, Joey, for doing that. Thanks, Kevin, for doing that. Justin doing that. There's a couple of Facebook users. I can't see your names on there. Brandon, thanks for doing that. Go post hashtag replay, hashtag live if you're on the live, and I want you to smash the heart button, smash the like button. Now, if you guys want to learn and acquire, thank you for doing that, Sambavi, if I'm pronouncing your name right, on LinkedIn, Dan on LinkedIn. Now, if you guys want to, Jay, thank you for doing that. While we're waiting on Liam, let's talk a little bit, all right? If you guys want to acquire the same skills like Liam has that brought him from making around $6,000 a month in commissions to now he averages almost $40,000 a month in commissions, because that's a big difference in income. If you want to acquire those type of skills, like thousands, let me repeat myself, tens of thousands of our clients have done that. Okay, there's a reason why we have over 10,000 testimonials, unsolicited testimonials, in the last 28 months. Okay, there's a reason why Inc. magazine ranks 7th level, the fastest growing sales training company the last 2 years in a row. Okay, there's a reason why that is. So if you want to acquire those same type of skill sets and start making 10 grand a month every single month in commissions with what you sell right now, or you want to start making 20 grand a month in commissions with what you sell now, or let's say you're already at 20. Well, how do you learn the advanced skills to go to 30 grand a month in commissions, or maybe 35 or 40 like Liam is, or 50 or 60,000 per month in commissions in the same ministry? Because I can assure you that we are training salespeople and companies in your space that make that every single month like clockwork. That before they came into the training, we're probably making 50, 70, 100% less than that, 200% less than that. So if you want to acquire those skills while we're waiting on Liam, message me directly right now. So if you're in the Facebook group, message me directly right now. If you're in the Facebook business page, message me directly right now. If you're on LinkedIn, message me directly right now. If you're on YouTube, you won't be able to message me, but just post hashtag NEPQ. So just post hashtag NEPQ, and then we can give you details around different training options we have if you're wanting to sell with that ability to make that type of income. All right. So let's talk a little bit about, why don't you guys ask me some questions while we're waiting on Liam here to get back on. I guess his internet went out where he's at in Toronto, Ontario. So why don't you fire away a question in the chat bar, and let's see if I can answer some of your questions while we're waiting on Liam. I'll be nice and answer your questions for you. All right. Who's got the first question for me? All right. Yolanda McLaughlin. Hey, Yolanda, why don't you do this? Join the Facebook group, because I don't think we can message you on YouTube. So if you're not in the Facebook group, I'm going to send it to you right here. All right. I would just join the free Facebook group. Thank you. Whoever posted that, salesrevolution.pro, Yolanda. You'll have to message me in there. I don't think anybody on my team can message you on YouTube. All right. All right. Who's got the first question for me while we're waiting on Liam to get back on? I think he's having internet issues. Who's got the first question for me? Who's got the first question? Best way to introduce myself on a cold call instead of how are you doing? Justin, what do you sell? Justin, what do you sell? Justin, I just need to know what you sell. I don't know what you sell. Sam Baba, I'd like to message you, but it ain't happening. Oh, Can you message me directly on LinkedIn? That's weird. I think we have people in there on LinkedIn. Let's see, Sam. Maybe so. Sam Bobby. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm from Arkansas. We don't know how to pronounce names down there. Okay, so just go to write this down, Sam Bobby. Go to salesrevolution.pro. Salesrevolution.pro. So just go to salesrevolution.pro. You just join the free Facebook group, and then just once you join, somebody on my team that's in my account or some other accounts, they'll say they're from 7th Level, will message you directly. All right. So salesrevolution.pro. Okay, that'll be easier for. Okay. So back to Justin while we're waiting on Liam. Hold on one second. Okay. So Justin, you sell B2B health and training videos. Okay. So when you say you sell health and training videos, do you sell like employee benefit, like some type of employee deal where basically your company comes in and basically trains the employees how to get better health, how to lose weight, so there's more productivity from them, so they're not sick, they're not missing work? I'm assuming that's what you're selling, Justin. Clarify that for me a little bit, because we train a lot of people in that space, including employee benefits. So let me know if that's what you're talking about. All right, I think we're trying to get Liam back on here. Liam, do we have you on here? Do we have Liam? All right, we're having some technical difficulties with Liam up there in Toronto, Canada. They're having a snowstorm. Okay, Justin, safety training videos to keep staff safe. Oh, okay, so you're talking about to keep them safe. Okay, you're going to have to give me an example. Safe from what? Safety videos like if they're walking in the parking lot at night so they don't get hijacked by some serial killer, or what do you mean? So while you're doing that, you want to come up with what's called a problem statement. It looks like you're one of our clients. It said you joined in our basic NEPQ 2.0 program. In the NEPQ program, I think we devote only about 30 minutes to cold calling. More of our cold calling training is an advanced NEPQ 3.0 because there's like 2 hours or so on advanced cold calling. But you want to come up with a problem statement, all right? So I want you to think about, Justin, because if I could bring you out here, I could ask you more context around that and help you do it, but I can't. You want to think about what are the 1 or 2 biggest problems that when you cold call, the person answering the phone. Now, I need to ask you this. Are you cold calling to more enterprise companies, or are you cold calling to like very small companies where you're actually the owner is answering the phone? Okay. Because if you're calling to more like an enterprise company where you're getting a secretary of like an admin person of a division, it'd be something like this. Yeah, hello, this is Wanda from ABC Company. Hey, Wanda, it's just Justin DeMello. I was wondering if you could possibly help me out for a moment. Sure, how can I help you, sir? Well, I'm not quite sure who I should be talking to in your department, or who. Well, I'm not quite sure who I should be talking to. I called to see who would be responsible in your department for looking at any possible hidden gaps in your blank that could be causing you to blank. Okay, now you got to fill in those blanks. Hold on, I'm trying to get Liam back on. Liam, can you hear us? Okay, we lost him. He came back on and we lost him, all right? Large and small companies. So if you're talking to the admin person, that's how you would start that conversation. Okay, but you've got to come up with your problem statement, because if I could come up here.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry. Power went out. The power went out.
The power went out in Toronto. Wow.
I'm back. Oh, see, man.
You guys, man, what are you doing? All right, so Liam, let's break down your sales process, because everybody's not here. All right.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Let's it's all right, dude. We appreciate you being on here. So you're in Toronto, Canada. So what you do, the company you work for comes in and they teach like general contractors, construction companies, roofing companies. They teach them how to really scale their business, right?
Yeah.
They've got a pre-existing business. They're just not scaling it. You guys come in and show them how to do that. Now, before, was this your first sales job, or did you sell something before this?
No, I started my sales career like way back 16, 17 years ago doing door-to-door originally.
Okay.
And then I had my own construction business where I was selling homeowners directly.
Okay.
And then I sold SaaS for a while for a
Okay.
company that got pretty big, and then it got sold like to another company. But I've always kind of been in the construction home renovation space.
Okay.
But I've kind of done a mix of things. Yeah.
Okay. So you got in there, you were doing fairly decent.
Yeah.
From what you were saying, you're making, good,
Not bad, not great.
not bad, not great. So, I think you came into NEPQ as a client, what, a year and a half ago, if I remember?
Yeah, about 18 months ago. Yeah.
About a year and a half ago. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you've been here quite a while with us, and you got into I want to say you got into our advanced inner circle program. So walk us through, because you're doing decent at sales a year and a half ago. What triggered in your brain to think hey, I need to learn more advanced skills? What was going on in your mind where you thought hey, I need to learn more. I need to do something.
Well, there's a couple of things. One was, obviously COVID kind of changed everything. Had to sell on Zoom more. Had different objections coming up. Just a different landscape, right? Okay. Second thing was I saw there was a live that you and Matt did talking about objection handling and breaking down basic stuff, and I was like, man, I don't really even have any of this. I don't, my objection handle was okay, sure, think about it. I'll follow up with you in a week, and then you never see them, right? Yeah. And then the other thing was I had joined a Facebook group. Actually, I joined Closing Code originally. Then I got into Sales Revolution. Yeah. And I saw people just posting, wins and their experience and this NEPQ thing and talking about problem awareness and, consequence. And I was like, what is this stuff? I got to figure this out because it's working for these guys. So whatever they're doing, I need to do. Yeah.
Right? Hey, this is my daughter, Shelby. What's up, Shelby? How's it going? We're on here with a bunch of people on the live. Can you shut that door to the house? Thank you very much. Here you go. We're at the lake house having some fun. We got daughters running around here. We got Blake, the videographer. We got everybody. All right. So you're like, hey, man, I need to learn these skills. You saw probably thousands of testimonials going through the Facebook group. It keeps getting crazy. We get about 30 new ones a day now.
Wow.
So back when you were there 18 months ago, we were probably getting at least 10 or 15 a day, but that's grown to probably over 30 new testimonials every day from pretty much every industry except underwater basket weaving. We've not got into that industry.
Doesn't work for that yet.
Right. All right. So, Jeremy, if I make around 180,000 commissions, do I need your services or should I keep chugging along? Well, I guess it just depends on if you want to make more than 180,000, Brandon. Because if you want to make 180,000 and that's it, you don't need us. If you want to make double than that, well, Liam, what would be the answer to that question?
Well, I think it's a twofold. One is can you improve? Always, right? You can always get better. But two, what was his name? Brandon?
Yeah, Brandon Paulson just asked us that question.
Right. Or Brandon, what do I need 180? Right? What if you can make 180 in half the time?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing that you probably asked yourself. You were already making, 6-10 grand a month in commissions, but now you make 40. Yeah. So what's the difference?
Skills.
Yeah. It's your skill sets, right? So you're already doing good, Brandon, but you want to do more, right? Because if you keep saying the same things you are now, and you're asking the same questions you are now with the same tonality skills, what happens to your income? We just stay at the same level, right? But once you learn more advanced skills, more advanced tonality, more advanced bridging, more advanced reframing, more advanced looping, more advanced objection handling, what can happen to your income? You can make 2 to 3 times more than what you're now, and you work the same amount of hours or less. All right. All right. Now let's talk about this, Liam. So I want to break down kind of your sales process. So when you first got into NEPQ, I think you bolted right into our advanced inner circle. You went straight to the top. All right. Why did you go straight to the top rather than just starting at 2.0 or something?
I don't even think I knew about 2.0. I think it's because I had talked to Marco and Tony and Bill and a bunch of guys, and forget who it was, but someone said, if the doctor said, hey, you can do ABC treatments, right? But A takes you longer, costs less. B, is the middle option, but C gets you there the fastest, but it costs the most. What would you do? It's well, I'd probably go with C, right? So I was just looking at it why wouldn't I just take the highest level of training if that's what's working for everybody else, Yeah.
So you got into the training. Let's just talk about the first month or two, right? Obviously, you don't master it in 30 days, but even going through advanced inner circle for 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, what did you notice that shifted in your prospects and on your sales calls? What started to change for you?
I think one of the biggest changes was that I was speaking way less and they were speaking way more in terms of the length of a call. You look at the average call. So one, the call length went down overall. And two is just all of a sudden it wasn't me saying, hey, these are all the great features, and we have this thing, and you get this, and there's 4 coaching calls a week. It was actually asking real questions and finding real problems, and the prospect telling you why they needed the product, right?
Okay. So you were able to disarm your prospect where they actually opened up, they went below the surface, and they got real with you, right?
For sure.
Now, what type of results? Because I'm going to ask you some questions about, hey, what connecting question you use here, what situation you do here, because that'll be good for these guys,
for sure,
so they can kind of apply it to what they sell. But where did your income start going? Like month 1, month 2, month 3? Like what changes did you see in your commissions?
Yeah, month 3, it was like probably about a 5x.
Okay, because what were you already making? Like 6-7 grand a month?
Yeah. And I think month 3, and then I remember it was the summer, and I got up to pretty quickly, like I got like a 90% close rate within about 3 months.
Yeah.
So it was,
when he says 90% close rate, I'm going to make sure you guys understand. So like in his industry, he has inbound leads. Obviously, if you're calling outbound leads and 80% don't answer, it's not a 90% close rate. But he's talking about the people who showed up on his calendar. He was closing 9 out of 10. What were you closing before the training?
50, best case.
Okay, best case. What were you averaging though?
45 probably.
Okay, all right. I always said, what were you really averaging, not best case scenario? All right. So your income started going up. I believe from what, if I remember right, because you were in our inner circle, so I have more hands-on with you guys. You went from about 6-7 grand a month to like 15. Then it was like 20 something. Then like 30. Now you're closer to 40. All right, 40,000 a month. Is that a little bit of a different lifestyle change than 6 or 7 grand a month?
It depends what you do with it, but yes, it's definitely more security and peace of mind, right?
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about your connecting question. So with your industry that you're in, when you first, before NEPQ, let's talk about before NEPQ. What were you like? What were you saying in the beginning of those sales calls before NEPQ? What were you typically saying when you first got on there? Like how were you trying to connect with them?
Yeah, it was usually like, did you check out any of our YouTube episodes or podcasts, or did you get a chance to review blah 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 that I sent you, or hey, how's business going? Just like needless, pointless stuff, really, right?
Yeah. And your prospects would say yes or no. Now, what do we taught you to like, what just, there's probably 3 to 4 different connecting questions that we have you use for your industry,
right?
But give us maybe an example of one connecting question that we've taught you to use and how your prospects react to that now.
So the way we open now is we summarize the triage call, right? We can talk about that separately. The learning proper triage. We summarize the triage call just to reiterate their problems, right? Kind of remind them of why they showed up in the first place. And then the first connecting question we use is what's, I think, been dubbed the rationale question. So it would go, Jeremy, just so I can better understand the rationale, why you might be looking to have, more of a step-by-step plan to actually improve your profits and scale your business and kind of get out of the day today. What's the reason you're maybe looking to do that now versus just keep doing more of what you're doing?
And why do you ask that question? Why do we teach you how to ask that? Love you, sweet.
One, so we want them to, number one, we want to remind them they need help and they're here because they need a plan. Right. Yeah. So reminding them that, hey, I don't have this problem solved. Yeah. And 2, we want to set up the whole frame of, if I just keep doing what I'm doing, this is what I'm going to get. Yeah. And if I don't, here's the negative outcomes I'm going to get.
Yeah. Now that's typically on your second call, but for most people, let's say they're outside of their industry. Let's talk about like your first call, because that's kind of like a version of the first part of your discovery call, right?
Yeah.
So what's like a good connecting question you'd use on that very first call?
So, some example ones would be, have you found what you're looking for in regards to your pricing issue, or are you still looking, right? Yeah. That'd be a good one to start with. And then let's say they booked in because they mentioned they're having a problem, finding good guys, hiring, right? Yeah. So we would ask something probably along the lines of, okay, and just so I understand, what have you currently been doing to solve the hiring problem you're facing, right? Yeah. And they're going to go through all the things they've tried. Okay, how long have you been trying to do that? Right? Yeah. Why do you think it hasn't worked?
More of your situation questions. A really good frame that you can do for your industry. You probably use this, but if not, I'll just kind of share it with you for your space, because you're training a lot of people in your space as well. Is on that first call, you can say, yeah, and this is probably like the second connecting question, because these are mainly inbound leads we're talking to, right? Like you may do inbound leads that book on your calendar. All right. So
or from setters,
after you kind of like, okay, so hey, can you hear me? Okay, good. All right. So John, it looks like you had booked on the calendar about looking for like possible outside help to really grow and scale your business, right? And they're like, right. That reminds them of why they responded. They're like, yeah, right. All right. And I would say, the first part of this call, it's pretty basic. It's more about us kind of finding out kind of what you've been doing, in the past and kind of now to try to grow and scale the business compared to where you're wanting the business to be. And once we kind of see what that gap looks like, just so we can kind of see what that gap looks like to make sure we can help. And then, towards the end of the call, if you feel like it, that it might be what you're looking for, we can talk about possible next steps. Would that help you? Yeah, that would help me. They're not gonna be like, no, that would not help me. Now that's a frame that kind of tells them in the beginning, gets in their mind that there could be a possible next step with you, because you do like a 2-call close. That possible next step for you is booking the second call. You go over the options and kind of the presentation and all that kind of stuff. That's a really good frame that we train a lot of industries that are similar to yours, probably different, similar to yours as well, that you can definitely use for sure. And we do that. We do in a lot of other industries as well. It's just a frame where they know there could be a possible next step. But notice what I said there. And towards the end of the call, if you feel that it might be what you're looking for, we can talk about possible next steps. Would that help you? Now, notice the words I use there: might be what you're looking for, and possible next steps. Those are neutral words, right? They're not overly assumptive. It's going to be hard for them to say, no, we can not talk about possible next steps. Like nobody can say that, right? But if we said, towards the end of the call, if you're really excited about it and you feel this is great, we can show you where to sign up. That's going to trigger resistance in most people because they're not ready yet for that. You haven't helped them find the problems, right? Okay, now let's talk about like your problem awareness questions. What's one good problem awareness question that we've taught you to ask that really helps the prospects see what their real problems are?
So there's a couple that we use. One that generally works well is, just so I can better understand, like, what have you like currently been doing to, actually solve this scaling profits, right? Hiring problem, right? Like in the past. And then from there to go into, okay, and like, what do you think has maybe held you back from having the success you want in your business with scaling it, using that approach you just told me about?
Yeah.
And then they'll kind of start opening up.
How do they react to that? Like with those type of questions, how do they react now compared to what you used to ask them before NEPQ?
So now they'll go, well, I'm not sure. Like maybe you can tell me why, right? They start seeing me as a trusted advisor, right? Yeah. Right? Or they'll give an honest answer and say, I think it's because, I haven't had the accountability I need, or it's because, right, I haven't had the time because I don't have good people, or I just don't know because I don't have the skills, I don't have the training, right?
Yeah. So they start to identify their problems in their mind that before they even got on that call with you, they didn't even realize they had. Or maybe they realized they had them, but they didn't really realize how bad they were. Or maybe they didn't realize the consequences of what would happen if they didn't do anything about solving the problem, right? All right. Talk about your solution. There's a lot more problem awareness questions you have to ask in your space, but we don't have time to go through that. What's one good solution now that you've helped them see what their problems are, not by telling them, but by your questions, allowing them to see that, where they built the gap in their mind from where they are, their current situation, compared to where they want to be. What's one good solution awareness question that we've taught you to ask, and then how do your prospects react to that?
It's probably one of my favorite that you taught me. And if you're on Zoom, you have to use the hand gestures. Yeah. It's very key. Is to go. So hold on a minute, Jeremy. Like, I really want to make sure what we're doing here is actually going to work for you. So besides maybe like some training, like you mentioned, some tools and systems, what are you really looking for in a training and coaching program? Like, what would be your ideal criteria?
Yeah. Let's say that we had you come into our office as we're sitting down in the boardroom and we're mapping out, specific training for your business. What do you feel like you need to see in that training that's really going to scale you to where your company wants to be? See, we even added that on to the end of that solution awareness question, Liam, because then
Okay.
that gets them to see walking in the boardroom,
Yeah.
them sitting down with you, collaborating in this specific training they need, consulting they need to really scale their company. See, that
Right.
visually to see that they're collaborating with you, which builds even more trust.
Yeah.
There
like
you go. You learn something new every day. There you go.
I'll add
Now,
it.
consequence questions. Now that they're starting to see, because there's more solution awareness questions after that get them to focus on how they're going to feel once these newfound problems are actually solved and they've got where they've wanted. Where with what you sell, because you're training these construction companies and roofing companies and general contractors how to scale. Let's say they're like, I want to scale to $30 million a year. I'm just throwing out a number. I want to scale to 50 million a year, 100 million a year, whatever. Now that they see that, oh my gosh, like this is how my life's going to be different once we go to $100 million a year in sales, because they're thinking about all this stuff. We then want to rip that future away from them.
Right.
With what's called a consequence question, where they have to defend their position on why they feel like they need to change their situation now, not later. What's a good consequence question we've tried to ask for that?
So a good one that we use quite often that I like, and again, you have to, change tonality in this kind of phase. I find you have to kind of get a little bit more authoritative. Is the basically what if you don't do anything question. So, Jeremy, again, like what if you don't do anything, about this profit problem, and you never really transition into the CEO role so you can scale to 20 million, and you just keep doing the same kind of things you're doing now for another, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, maybe another 2 more years. What happens then?
And how do they react to that?
They spill their guts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but what happens if you don't do anything about this? You keep using the same systems you have now and have to work the hours you are now for the next 3, 6, 12 months. Like, what happens to you at that point? See how I'm asking that consequence question with concern for them. And when you're asking the consequence question with concern for them, they do what?
They tell you everything that you need to know about why they need it.
Because they feel like they can trust you. They feel like you understand their unique situation more than anybody they've ever talked to. And they literally just met you 15 minutes before that. Okay. That's self-persuasion. That's how you go from where Liam was 6 or 7 grand a month to now making 40 grand a month, selling the exact same thing, same type of leads. He's just skill level, his sales ability, his question ability, his tonality ability has 10x, and that's why his commission's 10x, right? That's pretty easy. Now, we don't have time to go into your presentation and how we structure that. That's all in our virtual training courses as well, that all of you guys can get into, like Liam did, if you want to be a client to sell that much. What's a good commitment question when you try to ask to get them to commit to take the next step and purchase what you're offering?
So we have a couple different ones. Again, sometimes these are a little bit more, situational, depending on whether it's I'm selling a single person or like a family, right? Or maybe business partners. You have to kind of adapt it in our niche, because you'll get different situations, decision makers.
Yeah.
But what I always like to do, and you taught me this, Jeremy, is to really recap, right? What I've gone through. Okay. All the, the core pillars of the pitch, as you teach us with the pillars, and then asking them, do you feel that with what I've outlined here, with you today and the 4 pillars, that this could possibly be the answer for you with what you're looking for?
Yeah. And they say,
and they go, yeah, no, I think it does. And then right away, okay, but I'm curious, like, why do you feel that way?
Now, why do we teach you how to ask that probing question right after they say yes?
Because we immediately want them to explain very clearly what the program does, why it's going to work for them, and why they need it in their own words.
Yeah, because it's not us telling them why they need it, because that goes in one ear out the other, right? Because we're the salesperson. It's the question that allows them to tell themselves,
give themselves permission,
why they feel they need it. So okay, so after we've gone through this, the 4 pillars, the XYZ, do you feel like this could be the answer for you? Yeah. Well, hold on. Why do you feel like it is, though? Well, because of this, because of this. Well, what specific parts of the consulting that we're talking about that we would come in and do you feel like, what specific parts of that do you feel is really going to help you scale to $60 million a year within 24 months? Well, at this part and this part and this part, it's very hard for them at that point to come back and say, well, I think I want to think about it. Or I think I need to do more research. Like, how many of those objections do you get now compared to what you used to?
Oh man, way less. To be honest, by consequence, I can pretty accurately crystal ball predict whether or not I'm going to get an objection, which objection I'm going to get. You know?
Yeah. Why do you feel like you know how to do that now?
Because I know how to actually listen to people, actively listen, right? And how to pre-handle objections throughout when they drop subtle little things or they say something.
Little red flags.
Yeah, and how to spot those and address them then versus having to deal with them at the end of the call, which is, as you know, 10 times harder.
Way harder, right? And if you do,
way harder.
We train you how to overcome all these different objections in our virtual training platform, because you still get some. But if you can eliminate, let's say that if you only learn how to eliminate half of the objections you're getting right now, if you only learn that one thing from us, how much more money would you immediately make right now? Everybody hearing me right now, just that one skill. If you only learn that one thing, eliminating half of the objections you get right now, type in the chat how much more money you feel you'd be making than you are right now. I'm curious to see what you feel you guys would be making if you just learned that one skill that Liam just said. By eliminating half of the objections you get right now, how many more sales would you make every single month after month after month? I want somebody to post that in there. That's interesting. Liam, any last words of advice you'd like to give anybody listening here that might be brand new to sales? Like, hey, should I learn new skills? That might be a vet that's already doing halfway decent that wants to make more money. Any words of advice you'd give them?
Yeah, I think the main words of advice I'd give is that ultimately, and I tell this to our clients, ultimately, like, the best investment you can ever make is in yourself and your skills. And most of you guys are going to sell different things over your career, right? It's unlikely you're all going to work for one company for 30 years. Those days are kind of gone, right? You're not going to work for IBM selling computers, door to door for 30
years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those days are gone, right? Yeah. So if you think about that and go, hey, like, I'm going to be selling different things over the years, I'm going to need all the skills I can, and you can take those skills into every single role. Yeah. Right. So once you learn these things that you get taught in NEPQ, you can take this into any industry, any type of sale, any niche, and ultimately you're only as good as your skills.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
You're only as good as your skills. You're only going to make the money compared to your skill level.
Right.
Teach Able on YouTube says, why do you never talk about low ticket sales? We do teach Able. So if you're in our virtual training courses, we train every industry on planet Earth. That's not us saying that. That's Forbes magazine saying that. So we train every industry at this point: low ticket, high ticket, mid ticket, whatever ticket there is, whatever product or service there is that solves a problem and or emotional need. We train salespeople and companies in that space. We're a fairly large organization at this point, for sure. All right, Liam, thanks for being on here, man.
Sorry about the power outage, dude.
It's all right. We forgive you. It's okay. And I love the flannel, man. It's like the fall flannel. I got to get the fall flannel going.
Jeremy, can I send you some flannel? Will you wear it?
Send me the yellow flannel, dude. Like, I love
this is mustard. All right.
I like the mustard. See, it's not even pink. It's not even.
Jeremy, get it correct, man. Mustard.
It's Dijon. Right? Is it Dijon mustard? Or, okay. Dijon.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to swap you. So we have a bunch of 7th level swag now. So we have hoodies, we have hats, we have sweats, shorts, t-shirts. So I'm going to swap you. If he can send me the Dijon mustard flannel, one of those, we can trade him one of like those hoodies. So he's warm. He's warm this winter with one. What color hoodie do you want? You want red, black, green, blue? We got like 10 colors, man.
Oh, yeah, black. Black's probably good.
Okay, pick down checklist.
What size are you, Jeremy? Medium.
I wear large.
You're large, really?
Yeah, I'm 185 pounds, dude.
You've been lifting, eh? Jeez.
I'm 5'11", man.
I'm 5'11". Yeah.
Okay, so how much do you weigh?
Like 180. Yeah.
Oh, you'd be a large then. Get him a large hoodie. But I got to get the mustard shirt though.
I'll get you the mustard. This is Barber. This is from England. It's nice.
I love it. Get the 7th level embroidery. Hey, we're gonna get the 7th level embroidery.
Yeah, I'll have to get a little money.
All right. So if you guys want to acquire some of these skills that Liam's talking about for your industry, because we train thousands of people in your industry watching me right now, I can pretty much assure you at that point, our training is every industry on planet Earth right now, except underwater basket weaving. We have still not got into underwater basket weaving. We're trying to penetrate that type of account. But if you want to acquire those skills, you want to start making your first 10 grand a month in commissions, your first 15, and I'm saying every month. Not just 1 month you're up, the next month you're down. Like
Right.
consistently every month. Okay. It's not like Liam makes like, oh, he makes 35,000 1 month and the next month he makes 4. Like it's consistently makes it every month. Right. So you want to start making 20,000 a month in commissions in your industry, or 15 or 25 or 30 or 40,000 plus every single month. You want to acquire those skills like thousands of our clients are doing day in and day out. Many of them are in the same exact industry that you guys are in watching me right now. If you're on LinkedIn, message me directly right now. If you're in the Facebook group or my Facebook or the Facebook business page, message me directly right now. If you're on YouTube, you'll have to join the Facebook group because you can't message us on YouTube.
Right.
I understand. All right. We are verified on YouTube now. Finally got verified. We're verified on Facebook and YouTube. We're still trying to fight IG to get verified on IG. We have like 200,000 followers.
You're not an influencer yet, Jeremy. You're not.
I guess we can. I mean, Facebook and YouTube love us, but hey, we go over to IG, you know, owned by Facebook. We can't get verified. We don't know what's going on. Anyways, so just message me directly. Either myself or somebody on my team will message you back different training options that we have for your industry if you want to sell and make that type of money like Liam is and all the other clients. Liam, thanks so much. Stay warm, brother. I got to get out. You're the best. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Bye, guys.